Hello my lovelies, I hope you're all well. Today is going to be not so much a makeup tutorial as a tutorial to help you or show you how I cover imperfections, so mainly under eye circles and blemishes. This isn't a super technical video, it's just for those of you who have maybe light scars or do have under eye darkness or blueness, or if you're really pale like me where the slightest little bump shows up so much. Do check out this video. I'll show you what I do to cover up those areas and my little tips, and also talk about my favourite products too. So I wanted to do this video at a time when my skin wasn't looking that great. This is not to say that my skin is perfect at all, I do have blemishes, I do have quite blue under eye circles, but sometimes it doesn't come across on camera as much, and it depends on the light. At the moment I'm actually ill, so my skin is extra bad, and you can see I've got really prominent actually bags under my eyes and some blue areas as well, because I've got bronchitis, so I've been on antibiotics and not feeling that great. I've also got a few small blemishes, like redness around my nose. So what I've already done before this, if you watch my other videos you'll probably see me do this already, is apply a little bit of foundation, because I think when you're covering blemishes or under eye circles, the first thing you want to do is create a blank canvas. If you put your concealer on first and then you put your foundation on afterwards, then you're kind of blending out that carefully placed concealer and you might have to add more on top. So I prefer to put my foundation on first. What I've used today is the NARS Sheer Glow, mainly because this is quite a pale colour at the moment. Obviously I'm not very well, so I'm looking extra pale, and also because I think it will make it easier for you guys to see on camera than if I was tanned and looking really healthy, might mask some of those blemishes. So what I've done is just used an e.l.f. powder brush, put a little bit of fixed blush on there, and then taken a really small amount of that foundation and just buffed it all over the face to give me an even complexion. But because it is quite thin layer, it doesn't have too much coverage. So the first thing I would do is start on these babies. Now I don't necessarily have super dark areas around my eyes. You can see that actually I've got eyelash extensions on from Boudoir Lashes, which I will have a review on my blog, so if anyone's like, oh but you're wearing eye makeup, this is not true, you've got mascara on. No, I haven't. I've just got lash extensions that I'm reviewing at the moment. For the concealing, because I have light skin, I don't get too much darkness around the eyes as such, but I do get a lot of blue. My skin's very thin, so you can kind of see the veins there, especially if I haven't slept. You can catch it in the light. I have proper shadows and bags here. Even when I'm well rested, I still have blue under my eyes. So I have tried a myriad of different concealers and ways of doing it, and the best one I have found, my favourite actually, this is a new one because I've just finished my old one, is the Babbi Brown corrector, and the one I like is in light peach. So it's a really light pinky peach colour, and it just counteracts that blueness. I like to apply it with the concealer brush. This one is from Real Techniques. So I just take a really small amount and I draw it right into the areas where I have that blueness. Just right there. So you don't need to kind of put the corrector everywhere, because it is quite peachy on my skin. So I just put it right on those areas where I have the blue, and you can see already it's looking much better. And then all I do is just tap it in with my ring finger and bring it out, so you have a nice fade of that colour. You want to really push it into the skin, but very lightly, because you don't want it to crease. It's a really creamy concealer, as all the Babbi Brown concealers are like that. And when you're smiling, doing your thing, it can crease a little bit. So on top of that, I like to add another concealer. Obviously I wouldn't do this on a day-to-day basis if I'm just popping out to work or whatever. I'll just leave it like this. But if I wanted to look extra flawless, I use the full cover concealer from Makeup Forever. This is a number 3, and it's tested on sensitive skin, and it covers absolutely amazingly. Like they say that this stuff covers tattoos. I don't have any, so I don't know. I take a really small amount of that because you really don't need very much. And I would recommend getting in quite a light colour to brighten it up. And I just literally tap that on below my eye where the shadows would be, or where that, you know, creases from the bags, just so that you can't see where those bags are, and it really lightens the area under your eyes. You know, that whole contouring that Kim Kardashian does, a lot of it is creating a light area under your eyes. Now this is difficult to do when you're so pale because, you know, you don't want to put white under your eyes, but you want to just kind of bring it up as well. Just like that. And then you can use this concealer on all your blemishes if you have particularly bad blemishes. You know, this stuff is waterproof. It's actually the Extreme Camouflage Cream. If you have any particularly bad blemishes, you can use this, but I find it a little bit heavy. If I have a really bad blemish, I'll use that. If not, I would use the Babbi Brown Creamy Concealer, and this one is Warm Ivory. You can see, much loved. Really light, it blends into the skin beautifully. Or if I'm a little bit more tanned, or need something a bit with a little bit more coverage than the Babbi Brown but less than the Makeup Forever, then I use the Lancome Effacernes long-lasting softening concealer with SPF 12, which is what I'm going to try today. Now, I have a few little blemishes and redness because I've obviously been ill, blowing my nose. You can probably tell I'm a little bit congested. And also I like to put a little bit here because sometimes I wear glasses, and inevitably I will end up with a really red around here. So I just add some concealer there. What I do before I apply is kind of warm it up on my ring finger between my two fingers, and that way it really melts into the skin. I know a lot of people like brushes. You know, you can use a brush like this to blend in your concealer like that, and under the eyes as well, but I really like the warmth of the hands to blend it in. You really don't need too much. You don't want to start looking cakey. So I would say, you know, apply a little bit, blend it in, see how it looks, apply a little bit more, blend it in. So sometimes I apply with the ring finger, then blend out with my middle finger. And that way you can layer your concealers. If you have a particularly troublesome spot, like I do here, this is not actually, it's really weird, it's actually not a spot, it's like, I get these allergy flare-ups, or just get this like itchy patch of redness when I'm allergic to something. Mostly it's things I've eaten. I have a million allergies, so probably half the time I don't even know what I've eaten that's annoying my skin, but I've had this since yesterday. Obviously I ate something bad, but it's just, it has like, well, you guys probably don't know. Anyway, so that's what this is. It's just a red area of skin. So you can see that I've put the concealer on there. I don't want to use the full coverage. I just want to show you that if you have something really, really red, or maybe like a scab that's brown, that's really difficult to cover, what I like to do is just put a light amount of concealer and then like layer it up. When you feel that it's starting to get, you know, a little bit too much, maybe like 2 layers, 3 layers, you wouldn't want any more than that. I would go for a powder. There are loads of really great powders out there. Obviously you don't want anything with shimmer, so maybe try going for a powder foundation if you have that, and use that as your concealer. A good one to use is the Bare Minerals Matte. Obviously it's matte, so it's not going to be shiny and draw attention to that area. You know, I have lots of different powder foundations. You guys know I love mineral makeup. One of the ones that I really like for a really natural finish is the MAC MSF. I use the medium colour, and so let's say I set my makeup with this. This is just to make sure there's not going to be any movement of anything that I've done. So I'll powder all over the face first. My skin is quite oily, so I do need that powder. And then I will go back and add extra coverage and really set the concealer that I've applied. So here, I'm using a really flat brush. This is from Sigma, the SS252. You want to make sure something quite flat that can pick up enough product, but also, you know, blend it out so it's not too kind of solid. It has a little bit of give to it. So you're just kind of building that powder there, just setting the concealer, but also because it is almost like a powder foundation, providing extra coverage. Do a little bit on here for my little blemish. And then sometimes I add a little bit extra on the nose. Like, obviously today I'm ill, so I'm going to be blowing my nose a lot and I don't want all my concealer to come off. You can also add a little bit extra to areas where you get shiny. Just like that. So now I'm just going to apply the rest of my makeup and I'll be back in a second. So I'm running out of memory space on my camera, so I thought I'd quickly finish off. Excuse me. So all I've done is just add a tiny bit of bronzer just to give my face a little bit of colour, and I use the NARS Laguna for that. And then I use a little bit of a shimmery blush, and this is Moonriver from MAC. I use this side, which is much loved. I find that when your skin is really lackluster, a little bit of a shimmer blush really helps to lift it. On my brows I used this, which I absolutely love. This is the ArchAngel from MeMeMe, and you use this side to kind of brighten under the brow, which I actually have skipped this time. And I've just used this side, which is the brown kind of brow gel. It really holds the brows and just adds a little bit of colour, which I like, and definition. Eyes, I haven't done anything, I just have those lashes on. And then on the lips I've used the Out There Plumping Lip Gloss by MUFE, and this is in the colour Peach Shimmer. Although I think it looks more kind of like a pink, but it does have a little bit of a gold iridescence. It's a really nice colour. The thing is, it is plumping, so it has that little bit of a burn. I'm really sensitive to those kinds of things, you know, my allergies and all that stuff, really sensitive skin. So I don't really like the burn, but it's not too intense. It says that it contains Maxi Lip, which is the substance that makes it kind of plump your lips up, but I'm not a huge fan of plumping lip glosses. Anyway, so that's the final look. Really simple. I just wanted to show you how I cover blemishes and under eye circles, and I hope you guys find it useful. It's not exactly the most technical video ever, but just in case you're having, you know, issues with your skin looking not its best, the main philosophy I would say is use a foundation with light coverage. You want to see your skin shine through, and then just use concealer on the points that you need and really build it up on any blemishes. Don't just apply a mask or foundation, because you really don't need to, you know. No one has bad skin where their whole skin is just, you know, needs to be covered. So let the good parts of your skin shine through, build up your concealer, and use a corrector under the eyes if you need to cover blueness. So those are just the things I would do, little tips. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and also please leave requests for videos that you would like. I've been working really hard on my blog, so please do check that out. There's loads of posts on there, including more like fashion-y type posts. Let me know if you guys think I should do like outfits of the day on video as well. There's loads on my blog. I just don't always have someone to film for me, so but I will obviously do it if you guys want to see. Let me know what kind of videos you would like to see from me, and thank you so much for watching.